have to tell. But people today lack interest and understanding about the things of God. Can I hear you? Amen. What was your devotional this morning? Or what's your devotional the day after this? You know, they say, the more time that you spend with something, the more you get it. Can I hear you? Amen? You know, one thing I realized, you only hate something you're not good at. Right? How many play sports? I play sports, I play basketball. The first time I played basketball, I sucked. So I don't like it. The first time I went mountain biking, I almost passed out. I didn't like it. But guess what? The more you do it, the more you learn it, the more you become good at it, what happens? Now you like it. For our musicians here, it's the first time you love your guitar, no? It hurts. You cannot get the chord right, you cannot do this, you cannot do this. So you don't like it because you're not good at it, but when you become good at it, you start to say, man, I love doing this. What is the point, people? How can we say that God is silent if we don't even spend time with Him? How can we say that now I don't really hear from God? God's always there. Can you hear me, amen? God is just always there. But the time today is people lack interest and understanding. Noah preached for about less or more than 100 years with no converts except some of his own family. And number three in your notes, look what it says there. And the main thing that made God regret creating us is because humanity at the time of Noah lost its morality. Our moral compass have lost its direction. We even have a city that's called Sin City. We even discovered new ways to sin. We legalize pretty much everything nowadays. Marijuana is now legalized, you guys know that. Pornography is just around the corner, right next to a liquor store. When we lose our morality, we lose sight of what God has instilled to us. Can I hear name River Faith Church? How many of you heard of the medical term vertigo? Right? He'll say vertigo is sometimes caused by that little thing in your ear. That triggers your equilibrium. Balance. Can you hear that? It's just a little thing in your ear. Medical people, probably you guys know that. I don't really know it, but I Googled it, so I trust what I Googled. But it's something in your ear that just that little thing in your ear that says it triggers something in your brain about your balance. Actually, in not a medical term, vertigo is just a natural effect on your body. When you're looking down a cliff, you're feeling a little nauseated. That's vertigo. But medically, vertigo is an imbalance in your what? Equilibrium. Vertigo pretty much is dizziness, right? Like everybody's still, but you're going around. This miserable thing to happen to you. And it's a miserable thing that is happening now because we are losing that moral compass in this generation today. We don't know what morality is anymore. We just talk about political correctness. Oh, I don't want to offend you, I don't want to offend you, I don't want to offend him, I don't want to offend her. So let's just accept everything. There's many roads that leads to God. John chapter 47 says, what does it say? There's only one way. Jesus Christ says, I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. And there's no what? There's no what? There's no other way to the Father except through Jesus. Through me. If we allow our morality we lose sight of our morality. And here's what our morality is now is what applies to you is right, but what applies to them is right. Church, we need to stand up with what the Word of God says. Because this defines our morality, people. Can I hear an amen? Amen. That's why when Adam and Eve were tempted, the serpent says, oh, you're not going to die. Did God really say that? Always challenging what this Word says. But this Word is what gives us life. This Word is how we know what is right and what is wrong. But just like what the Bible says that in the end times, they will accept the things they want to accept, but just get rid of the ones they don't want to hear. In the book of Timothy says they will find teachers that will tickle their ears. And that is just the word that we have today. You have to agree with everyone. River Faith Church, believers of Christ, we need to practice our conviction. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Amen. Can I hear an amen? Amen? Can we give our hand to our God this morning? Lastly, we go to this. Let's read Genesis chapter 6. Verse 5. Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. Genesis chapter 6. We're going to have a lot of time in this series to go back and forth with what the story of Noah is really like in here. In Genesis chapter 5, verse 6, it says here, the Lord, say the Lord. Observe. Say observe. Do you guys know that God is observing us? Do you know that God is watching us? All the time. And despite of all the things that we've done, despite of all the wickedness and sinfulness that we've done, God loves us anyway. God loves us anyway. But in the time of Noah, look what it says here. The Lord observed the extent of human, what? Wickedness on the earth, and He saw that everything they thought or imagined was consistently and totally evil. Here's the honest question I'm going to ask you today, this morning, church. Do you see this today? Do we see this today in our generation? Do we see it today in our communities, in our nation, in the generation that we live in today? That it seems like instead of we are coming closer and going back to our foundations, we are slipping away. And abandoning our morality, abandoning what God has established in the first place. And God is saying, if you cannot honor what I established, as simple as that, and you got to pervert it, you got to corrupt it. God says, God observed it. He says that everything they thought or imagined was consistently and what? And totally evil. Verse 6. Let's go, verse 6. The Lord was what? So the Lord was sorry He had ever made them and put them on earth, and it broke His heart. I had a conversation with one person once who says, Pastor, I think I'm really losing my faith to God now. And that was a few years ago, when there was a shooting in a middle school. I don't know if you guys remember that. I forgot the name of the middle school. But when there was a shooting in the middle school and children died, lots of children died. And I was talking to someone and said, Pastor, I think I'm really losing my faith in God now, and because I cannot comprehend how God allowed this to happen. And the only thing that I could think about, and the only thing that I told him was, if you think you're broken-hearted over those children, there's no one that is more broken-hearted than you, than God. Amen. Sometimes we blame everything to God. God give us guidance. God gave us His Word. God gives us, He gives us what He says we ought to do. And we keep ignoring it, and we keep putting it aside, and we're not paying attention, we're not pretty much just focusing to it, and then when things fall apart, it's His fault. When things fall apart, and when we get hurt, when things are falling apart, then there is no God. I'm not to stand in defense of God, because God can I'm pretty much sure He can defend Himself. But church, we know what it is. Can I hear it?
Amen.
We know what it is. We know the heart of God. There's not a single soul in this room this morning that God says, I do not love you, I love you so much. Despite of the wickedness, despite of the sins. And He says that I will just get rid of them. And then something happened. Look what it says. Verse 7. The Lord said, I will wipe this human race I have created from the face of the earth. Yes, I will destroy, say everything.
Everything.
God says, I will redo. The wickedness of man have just reached that level. Remember, church, we have to understand that for God to be able to say that God is love, we also have to understand that God is just. That God has wrath. Because you can never explain what love is or God if you don't understand His wrath. He hates it. That's what separates us from Him. And so God says here, I will wipe everything, destroy every living thing, all the people, the large animals, the small animals that scurry along the ground, and every bird of the sky. I am sorry I ever made them. But look what verse 8 says. And we'll close with that. Verse 8 says,
Amen.
But Noah found grace
Amen.
with the Lord. Can we give a hand to our guys?
Yes.
But Noah found grace. You know, this is the first time the word grace appeared in the Bible. And lastly, our final point, only Noah found grace in the sight of the Lord. And this is not to be taken as there's something special about Noah that God saw Noah and Noah is like the savior of the world. No. He gave His grace
Amen.
to Noah. And He told Noah, but I still love you, man. But I still love you. And here they are. Parents, you guys know that sometimes your children get you so mad. But you're like, yeah, but I love these little monsters. But I love them. And God says, you know, Noah, here's what you have to do. I want you to build an ark. And next week we're going to talk about that. This is our measurements, this is what you're going to do. I want you to build an ark. And I want you to tell people that there's a flood coming. And it's up to them. They can go inside, they can go there if they want to. But here's what I want you to do. We're going to restart the world. We're going to restart the world. What is the point, people? Noah found grace in the Lord where everything is wicked. I heard amen. The Bible says in church, we are the salt of the earth. You know what salt does? It's not only good in steaks. It's not just good in cooking. Salt preserves. You know, in the cold war, that's what they did to the dead bodies. They put salt. Because it preserves. God says that this world could be a world that is falling apart. But there's still people that are righteous. and walk in blameless before God. God says, my grace is still sufficient, and my grace is still enough. Can I hear an amen? Let's give a mighty clap of praise to our God this morning. Let's all stand up. We're going to pray together. Father God, we are coming to you, Lord, in this series, God. For this is just the beginning of our series that we're going to study, Lord. But this series, Lord, that we're studying for the next few weeks and the next few Sundays. Lord, we are praying, Lord, that you may allow us to open our eyes to the things, Lord, that is around us, the things that is happening to us. Just like our song this morning. Let's sing that song again. Just the chorus of it. May this be our prayer this morning, church. God, open up our blind eyes. Lord, unlock our deaf ears. Lord, allow us to be drawn near to you, God, so we may see you for who you are. For this generation, Lord, that we live in today, Lord, we get so busy with so many things. Our minds are so focused on many things, God. But Lord, may it be focused on you, God. Come on, church, let's sing this together. Hear us from heaven, God. Let's cry out to the Lord this morning and ask God for forgiveness. God, forgive us. Lord, we cannot look outside the walls of this church and say that the world is falling apart. If we are here called your children, God, we have to look into ourselves first. Examine ourselves first. Repent from our sins, God. Come to you, Lord, with just us. All our sins. victorious life. Lord, we see our churches in open. Church, the Bible says that victory is ours. But we have been sleeping for so long. God, we have been sleeping for so long. Lord, wake up your church. Wake up your churches, God. That we may rise up once again, Lord, and bring light to this dark and confused generation. Bring light back, Lord, that we have the light. The Bible says that we are the light of the world, God. And let that world, and let that light shine again, Lord, in your church. And may this be a place where people will come and be transformed because you love us, God. We sing of your love, God. We sing of your love, Jesus. We live, God. We sing of your love. It is your love that transforms us. Hear us from heaven, God. Hear us from heaven, God. Hear our people. Come on, church, let's sing one more time. Open the blood.
Unlock the dead keys. Come to your people as we draw near. Hear us from heaven, bless our generation.
Hear us,
We
God.
are your
We
people.
will not let go until you hear us, God. Come on. Open the blood. Break every chain. Break every chain, God. Break every chain to your people, God. Every bondage, any addiction, any misery, any pain, any sorrow, God. Yes, God, this is the day, Lord. Break every chain. Come on, church. Let's just start from us, Lord. Let's just start from us.
Our generation, we are your people, crying out in desperation.
Lord, we are your people. Called out their name. We bear the name of your Son, Jesus, as we call ourselves Christians. We say that we are the followers of Christ. And forgive us for not representing your Son well. Forgive us for our great sins, God. Remind us once again, Lord, of what draws us near to you, God, and that is your love. That is your love. Start the fire once again, Lord, in our hearts. Start the fire. And let that fire burn, Lord. Let that fire, that passion for Jesus, may it never dies. Lord, we lift up to you this church this morning. We lift up to you all our churches, God. All the churches, our neighboring churches just around us, God. The believers, Lord, in this generation. For you call us, Lord, ask, seek, and pray. Lift up to you. Hear us from heaven. Hear us from heaven. Lord, as we close this morning, may May this seed, Lord, may we see this, Lord God, as a deposit. A seed that is planted in our heart this morning, God. That we will seek you. That we will seek you in our lives. Lord, thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you that you don't give us what we deserve, but you give us grace. And we commit this time to you. And we surrender this time to you. And we know that you hear us from heaven. We know you hear us from heaven. Can you name it, church? We know that God hears us from heaven this morning. Come, let's give a mighty love of praise to our God this morning.